Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, followers of this great religion of Islam, by the boundless mercy and compassion of Allah Ta'ala, we have all gathered here today. We all pray to the Almighty Allah Rabbul Alameen that He purify our hearts, fill our lives with His nearness, and keep us steadfast on the path of righteous deeds. In today's address, I will speak to you about an extraordinary topic, the love of dogs, their loyalty, and the profound lessons hidden within Allah's creation. In the village paths and city alleys where the bark of dogs echoes, many wonder, why do these creatures become so agitated? Especially during the time of Adhan, when the melodious voice of the muezzin calls to prayer, why do the dogs start howling and barking? Why do they gaze toward the sky, as if seeing something invisible? Dear listeners, there is a deep mystery behind this. In the hadith, we read that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "When you hear the adhan, Satan plugs his ears and flees." Sahih Bukhari. This sacred call of the adhan, the remembrance of Allah's name, closes the doors to Satan. Dogs, these remarkable creatures of Allah's creation, can see Satan. Yes, brothers and sisters, according to Islamic belief, a dog's vision is such that it can perceive parts of the unseen world. When the vibration of the adhan spreads through the air, Satan begins to flee, and the dogs bark in pursuit. This is no superstition, but a miracle of Allah's creation. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "If you hear a dog's bark, remember Allah and make dua." Sunan Abu Dawud. This bark reminds us that remembrance of Allah's name is the only path to freedom from Satan's influence. But today's address is not just about this mystery. I will share with you a long story, an unparalleled example of a dog's loyalty. Set in a rural backdrop where the shadow of the zamindari system still lingers, where people's lifestyles are simple yet profound. From this story, we will learn how an innocent creature can give its life for its master, and how Allah Ta'ala teaches us gratitude through such lessons. This story is not merely a tale, it is a living sermon that will touch our hearts and guide us toward the path of love. Come, let us embark on this journey into the story. An unknown night. There once lived a zamindar named Haji Mir Abdullah. He resided in a small village by the river, where the paddy fields were lush with green, and the call of adhan from the village mosque echoed across the sky. He was wealthy, with vast estates, but his heart harbored a strange loneliness. He had a wife, sons, and daughters, but his closest companion was a dog named Kalu. Kalu was a black, furry dog with eyes full of boundless love. From the time Haji Mir was young, Kalu had been his companion. The villagers would say, "Kalu is not Haji Sahib's dog, Kalu is Haji Sahib's master," because Kalu never left him alone for a single moment. In the morning, Kalu would cling to his feet. At night, he would lie beside him as he slept. One day, a friend arrived in the village. That friend was a wealthy businessman named Maulana Ahmad. He said, "Mir Bhai, the peace of your village is far better than the hustle of my city. But listen, I have a problem. A new maid has been hired at my home, a mute girl. She cannot speak, but her skills are exceptional. I trust her, but a doubt lingers in my mind." Haji Mir smiled. "Why the doubt? Allah has said, 'O you who have believed, avoid much suspicion. Indeed, some suspicion is sin.' Surah Al-Hujurat 12. But Maulana Ahmad replied, "No, brother, this is not mere suspicion. My wife says the girl cries alone at night. I want you to see her and tell me if she is trustworthy." Haji Mir agreed. The next morning, he set off toward the city in his car. Kalu, as if sensing it, began running after him. Haji Mir said, "Kalu, stop! Stay in the village." But Kalu did not stop. Running behind the car, he reached the city streets. Haji Mir, astonished, said, "What is this? Kalu, you've come so far." Kalu wagged his tail, pressing against his feet. At Maulana Ahmad's house, Haji Mir met the girl. Her name was Fatima, an ordinary girl of just 18. She could not speak, but her eyes held a strange peace. Haji Mir said, "She is trustworthy. Allah knows her heart." But Fatima gestured with her hands as if saying, "Trust me, but be cautious." The deception of poisoned food. A few days later, Haji Mir had an important meeting at a large hotel near the village where local businessmen had gathered. Haji Mir told his wife, "Today I will eat out, but bring my favorite food." His wife prepared a box, chicken korma, rice, and salad. Unknowingly, during cooking, a small mistake occurred. A toxic leaf had mixed into the salad dressing, unknown to anyone in the village. Eating this leaf causes burning in the stomach and leads to death within a short time. Haji Mir arrived at the hotel and opened the food box, but Kalu was by his side. As if sensing it, Kalu looked toward the food from Haji Mir's hand. Haji Mir smiled. "Kalu, this is not for you. You'll eat later." But Kalu did not listen. He leaped and ate a piece of the salad from the box. Haji Mir, surprised, said, "What have you done?" Kalu wagged his tail as if saying, "This is for me." Haji Mir ate the rest of the food. After the meeting, he returned home. But that night, suddenly, his stomach began to burn. No, actually, Haji Mir had eaten the korma, which had no poison. The poison was only in the salad which Kalu had eaten. The next morning, Haji Mir woke to find Kalu unconscious. His body was swollen, eyes red. The village veterinarian arrived but said, "It's too late. The effect of the poison." Kalu lay with his head on Haji Mir's feet. His eyes held a strange peace, as if saying, "I have done everything for you." Before evening, Kalu passed away. Haji Mir began to weep. He said, "Kalu, why did you do this? Didn't you know?" But later he understood. Kalu knew. In his innocent heart was a divine insight. Fatima's memory and the depth of the story. After this incident, Haji Mir wrote a letter to Maulana Ahmad. "That mute girl of yours, Fatima, her words come to mind. She had gestured to be cautious." Maulana Ahmad replied, "Yes, Fatima has a story. She lost her family as a child. One day, she saw poison mixed into her father's food. Because her father was wealthy, enemies had poisoned it. But the family dog ate it and died. From then on, Fatima could not speak the trauma, but she learned that a dog's love is deeper than a human's." Haji Mir's heart grew heavy. He went to the village mosque and told the imam, "My Kalu is gone. He saved me." The imam said, "Haji Sahib, Allah has said, there is not an animal on earth, nor a bird that flies with its wings, except that they are communities like you." Surah Al-An'am 38. Even though dogs are impure, their loyalty teaches us gratitude. Rasulullah ﷺ once halted a battle because a dog was protecting her puppies. Sahih Muslim. Haji Mir decided to build a memorial in Kalu's memory. On an old plot by the village road, he called artisans. Engraved on the pillar, "Kalu, an innocent servant of Allah. His love taught us the value of life." Villagers came for the unveiling. An elderly woman said, "Haji Sahib, I have a story too. My son once got lost in the jungle. My dog searched for him all night. In the morning, he returned with my son. Dogs are symbols of Allah's mercy." Examples of dogs' loyalty. Dear listeners, hearing Haji Mir's story reminds me of a few more incidents. Our village has many such tales. Once in a village, a farmer had a dog named Badshah. The farmer was poor, but Badshah was his only companion. One stormy night, floods came from the river. The farmer's house collapsed. The farmer was drifting in the water, but Badshah grabbed his clothes in his teeth and pulled him to the shore. The next day, the villagers said, "Badshah is not a dog, he is Allah's angel." The farmer said, "I didn't know, but Allah knew. He sent me such a companion." Another story from an urban family in Dhaka. Their dog was Lexi. Lexi was small but brave. One night a thief entered the house. Lexi barked, waking everyone. The thief tripped while fleeing, and the police caught him. The family's son said, "Lexi is like my brother. He doesn't speak, but his love speaks more than words." These stories teach us that dogs are not just animals. They are symbols of divine mercy hidden in Allah's creation. Let us go back to distant history. There is a story of a Roman emperor's dog, Hisin the Faithful. Hisin was a dog who guarded his master's grave for 14 years after his death. People were amazed, but the lesson is, loyalty knows no bounds. In our Islam, Allah has said, "Show mercy to those on earth, and the one in the heavens will show mercy to you." Hadith Qudsi. If we care for dogs, Allah will care for us. Islamic perspective, the place of dogs. Dear brothers and sisters, there is much discussion in Islam about the place of dogs. Some say dogs are impure and cannot be kept at home. But Rasulullah ﷺ said, it is permissible to keep a dog for hunting or guarding. Sahih Bukhari. Sheikh Uthaymeen, rahimahullah, said, a dog's love teaches us compassion toward people. If we disdain dogs, we disdain Allah's creation. In one hadith, a woman entered paradise for giving water to a thirsty dog. Sahih Bukhari. Let us apply this lesson in our lives, mercy toward every creature. Returning to Haji Mir's story. After the memorial was built, a festival was held in the village. People came and said, Haji Sahib, there is no dog like Kalu in our village anymore. But Haji Mir said, there is. Kalu lives in every dog. Allah has placed love in their hearts. A young man came and said, my dog once saved me from fire. When the house caught fire at night, he bit and pulled me out. In this way, story after story was shared. Lessons and reflections. Now, let us draw lessons from this story. First, loyalty. Kalu gave his life for his master. How much loyalty do we show to Allah? Second, gratitude. Haji Mir became grateful for Kalu. How much shukr do we offer for Allah's blessings? Third, mercy. If we cannot show mercy to dogs, how can we show it to people? Rasulullah ﷺ said, be merciful and you will receive mercy. Sahih Muslim. In our society, dogs are often scorned, but think how selfless they are. They don't seek food, they seek only love. If we care for them, Allah will care for us. A study shows that living with dogs reduces human stress, but the greater lesson is respect for Allah's creation. Haji Mir's life changed. He distributed part of his estate to the poor. He said, Kalu taught me that love is greater than wealth. Village girls brought food for stray dogs. A boy said, I will study veterinary science to care for dogs. Dua and oath. Dear listeners, hearing these stories, we understand that a dog's love leads us to Allah. Allah has said, He created you from a single soul and made from it its mate, that He might find tranquility in her. Surah Az-Zumar 6, extending to all companions in creation. Let us all take an oath to show mercy to animals, to never forget gratitude. O Allah, You are Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. Fill our hearts with love, grant us loyalty like that of a dog, make us dwellers of Jannah. Ameen.